Listen to the Cubbies on the radio waves, trying to hit a home run, playing against the Braves. When
stand for all that you believe in, to set your sights on higher ground. Just reach for the light that's deep inside and spread it around, spread it around. In the spring I take a deep breath, and in the summer I'm looking for a ride. In the fall it's all about leaving, and in the winter I stay inside.
This is my 40th year of touring, and used to go out for weeks. Used to go out with band, used to go out with as a duo, then solo, and stopped going out for weeks on end because I needed somewhat of a home life, some kind of a home life. So I always go out on weekends. I go out on a Friday morning and I come back on a Monday morning. But this is one of the rare Fure shows in the world.
Will a whole heart still remain when my anguish disappears? And if I let it truly drench me, will the waters then recede? And if I let my jaw unclench, will my anger be set free?
And so I'm a big believer in the fact that we need collective bargaining. We need to be able to protect our rights. As a performing artist, we need to be guaranteed minimum wage. Now, what's happening these days in my world is that clubs are folding as our artists not finding work because people aren't coming out for live music, and a club cannot necessarily guarantee you minimum wage, but I'm finding that if you can work with an organization or with a club, we can, at the end of the night, guarantee have minimum wage and be able to pay the pension. The best thing about my union is that we have a pension plan, and folk musicians for the first time ever can collect a pension and are. People like Chris Smither, people like Charlie King, people like Alice Gerrard, great folk artists are collecting pensions, and that's never been done. And it's been done because we fought for it. We fought for collective bargaining rights, we fought for union pension rights, and we fought for a local that is non-geographically based. And we need our unions. We can't, you know, it's an important part of how people in state work and in independent work survive.
But now that she's gone, she's more than all these things, and she lives inside each of our hearts. And we treasure her memory, live by her creed, knowing we're never really apart. We're never really apart.
4 decades in the music industry, a lot of people following in your footsteps. Any advice for young musicians, whether it be singer-songwriters?
Don't quit your day job. You know, it's really, I mean, when I started in 1970, and I was, my first real job was I was the guitar player for Spencer Davis, and did an album with him. In 1972, I recorded my first solo album, but it was like pulling teeth to get a label to pick me up, because women were, it was a novelty, and every label had one woman. And I had to find the label that did not have the one woman, and I found FCA Records. It was an easier time, but a harder time. I mean, it was hard as a woman to get on the label, but there was less competition. You know, you had a chance to actually be heard and make a difference. There are so many people now that are singer-songwriters. Everywhere you look, there's a singer-songwriter. You go to Folk Alliance conferences, you hear the best music you're ever going to hear. You know, you go from hotel room to hotel room and you think, oh my God, how can all these people be such good writers, and how are they going to find work? And the problem is that everybody, if you want to be a live artist, everybody is vying for the same 10 clubs. And that's what's so hard. But the beauty of what's happening in the digital world is that you can survive as an artist. You can sell your music online. You can survive by having your music up on YouTube, creating live performances where people can actually contribute. So in that sense, yeah, you might have a chance of making money, but it's really hard. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication. So I mean, I'd seriously say, don't quit your day job. I am so fortunate. I'm one of the few people that I know that are still working and working regularly. And I have more work than I can handle, and I don't know how that's happened, but I'm so grateful for it, and I wish that for everybody, but it's a tough road. It's a really tough road these days.
But can you envision any other road at this point for yourself?
No, I mean, I can start collecting my pension in 5 years, but what's wonderful about my union is that I don't have to stop working. I have to just not put into my pension for 6 months, and I can keep working and building my pension. Folk musicians don't quit, retire, maybe work till. I mean, Pete Seeger, he's a member of Local 1000. He's still working. Yeah, so I envision myself at 90 years old still playing the songs that I can remember. Hopefully writing a couple new ones.
Perfect. We'll be listening.
Yeah, all right, good.
I've got a suitcase and I used to keep it packed. I wanted to make sure I could slip out the back. And I was a fruitcase. I couldn't face my truth. I've learned to look both ways and try not to let the devil loose. There's a drives a wedge between my heart